Hey there guys, and welcome to the Musings of Maverick channel. I'm your host Maverick, and today we are watching Cells at Work, Code Black, ha ta ra ku Cybo Black. I just call it Cells at Work Black. The darker, blacker, grittier cousin of the Cells at Work, which is very much a wholesome series, right? In case there are some new friends around here, you might have just stumbled upon this channel for YouTube by chance, just to give a quick introduction, I'll typically divide all my videos into 3 different parts. At the opening, I will have a sort of like an introductory or a recap session, and the middle part will be my blind reactions, and then finally to follow it up, I have what I call my musings section, where I go a little bit more in-depth onto the episode or the series as a whole, and talk about various concepts, philosophies, mechanics that the series does bring up, right? Now, in this case, however, since I am not of a medical profession, I feel like I might be a little bit more limited in the things that I can talk about, but, I'll still do my best, right? With that being said, one side note, I am actually also watching the normal Cells at Work as well, right? In fact, I'm doing a special sort of twin reaction for the entire season long with my good friend Mad Lad of Culture. The first episode is actually already out on his channel, go watch that, and we will be alternating episodes between our channels as well. So, go look for that if you are interested in the normal version as well. So, with that being said, let's talk about Black here, right? So, unfortunately, while I said I do my blind reactions, this is not entirely blind, to be honest, for Black. I have actually read the manga, I think up to about 20 chapters, give or take, alright? I'm not caught up to the latest chapters because I do like to binge through them, but at least 20 or so episodes, chapters. So I do kind of already know what exactly I'm getting into, right? A lot of people like to say that this is going to be a very dark version of Cells at Work and whatnot, and honestly, I think it's still quite tame. I mean, sure, it is a little bit grittier, a little bit more realistic, I guess you could say, but that's only because the actual Cells at Work is a little bit too fluffy and wholesome, right? Crank up the amount of blood, crank up the amount of despair and whatnot, and the amount of people who are, instead of, all cheerful and having a smile all that time, instead allowing them to frown a bit more, get a little bit more agitated and whatnot, and you basically have Black. And certainly it deals with a lot more concepts that are a bit more mature, but still, I think it's not exactly something where it gets gory or so on and so forth, right? There are plenty of darker works, if you will. Now, typically for the first episodes of a series, I like to go into the sort of fundamental stuff, like the studio, the voice actors, the staff, and whatnot. It is being animated by Leiden Films, which is different from Cells at Work, which is being made by David Production. Leiden Films, well, yeah, they've had their ups and downs and whatnot. Overall, though, I don't think there's going to be too big of a problem with this. In terms of the voice actors and whatnot, the main character, the main White Blood Cell, is being voiced by Hikasa-san, who is absolutely, a powerhouse within the voice actors industry, of course. Although to me, she will absolutely always be Mio-chan from K-On! But still, she has voiced tons of characters, and in fact, I even feel like she's had a sort of a revival in these recent years, even though she just got married like a year ago, or maybe, actually, is it 2 years ago now? We are in 2021 already, after all. But even so, it seems that her career is still going as strong as ever. She got the job for the main character of this as well. So, absolutely fantastic for her. For the rest, I'm not really familiar with the sound director or the director. I believe the director was the same as Strike the Blood, which, again, is, kind of a, take of that as you will, right? I mean, the source material is already like that. It is, more, it does have its ecchi parts and so on and so forth, right? But, in any case, I don't really think there's too much of note to talk about there. I think the best, the best way to take a look at it, if it's good or not, is to just jump directly into the episode. Alright, so let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, and by the way, I will be getting these episodes more or less on Saturday instead. And there we go, right? First first scene in, and we already see all the red blood cells getting killed off and whatnot. Yeah! Love her. Why do I work? You know, such a stark contrast to the episode 1 of the normal Cells at Work. Hey, if anything else, this you know, if you felt bad for neglecting your body back in Cells at Work, you'll definitely feel bad within Cells at Work Black. Hey, smoking bacteria and beginning of the end. Right? It's already smoking. So it's definitely a bit more mature than normal Cells at Work. Orientation. Macrophage. And of course, platelets. But see, even the platelets for the black one. Look at their eyes. You know. Definitely, you know, those are the eyes of some of girls who have seen some shit. But actually, no, I guess I shouldn't, you know, spoil anything. You know, to be honest, I don't actually remember all that much. I think I read about, I read through Black, like, quite a few years ago. But there are some scenes that I do remember. All I can say is, yeah, we are definitely going to be seeing the red blood cells relax. Alright. Class over. Let's go. Well, that really depends on the host. OJT, on job training.
ってんだろ。酸素を運べ。
もう仕事？いや、俺ら研修って聞いて。
研修なんかしてる暇ねえ。働きながら覚えろ。この体には人でも時間も足りてない。
See? Depends on the host.
働き方を声かくわ。
ここにあるのは果てしない労働だけだ。赤血球になった以上、酸素を運んで運びまくれ。
I mean, that is definitely a lot more realistic to an actual body, though. Ah, let's go, let's go!
この時から始まったんだ。この体でのブラックな労働が。
速度を落とすな。急げ。
なんだよこれ。聞いてた話と全然違う。
Well, technically, you never signed up for anything.
お前はこっちだ。
はい。行ってどっちだ？わあ、すみません。
Yeah. I love it. I absolutely love it. See, look at their eyes. They've seen some shit. Ah.
飲み込んだ食物を貯蓄し、胃壁から分泌される胃酸によって殺菌する。また、消化酵素のペプシンにより、食物はドロドロの状態に溶かされ、消化の第一段階が行われる。
酸素お待たせしました。あ、研修の映像に出てた。
遅えんだよ。酸素一つ持ってくんのにどんだけかかってんだ。
すみません。今日働き始めたばっかり。
知らねえよ。現場に出たら新人もベテランも。
Yeah, this is a warfield! This is a battlefield.
今日から入りました。AA2153 と言います。
It's like, I don't care.
僕の名前です。
んなもん覚えてられっか。どいつもこいつも同じような顔と名前しやがって。状況考える。
でも紹介映像では名前を教えてほしいと。
まだ使ってやがんのか。あんな大昔の映像。この体の状況はあれを撮影した時とは比べ物にならないくらい悪化してんだ。あん時みたいな余裕は少しもねえ。
どうしてそんなことに。
疲労も溜まってる。
No, but at the very least, that tells you that he was being authentic at that time, right? He's not just, you know, swindling all the newcomers and whatnot. You know, he had his hopes and dreams before. That it's the body.
ちょっと赤血球さん、最近酸素の供給が全然足りないよ。すみません。上からの命令で使用臓器への供給を優先するよう言われてまして。あ？末端の細胞は死ねっていうのかい？申し訳ありません。
Hey, he doesn't make the orders. Come on.
近々新鮮な酸素を大量供給できるので、その時は優先的に。
本当かい？
奥様にだけ特別ですよ。では失礼します。行くぞ、新入り。
ありがとうございます、先輩。新鮮な酸素の大量供給があるんですね。
そんな話ねえよ。クレームにいちいち付き合ってたらキリがないからな。
そういうこと。すみません、酸素を持たせちゃって。
対角線をこうやって持つと安定するぞ。
あ、本当だ。
ついてねえな、こんな時期に入ってくるなんて。本来新米にイロハを教えるのも仕事には含まれてるんだが、ここにはそんな余裕のあるやつは一人もいねえ。
どうしてこんなに人が足りない？
I mean, you guys are certainly taking your sweet time talking.
末端への血流が減ってる。この体も昔はこんなんじゃなかったんだがな。行くか。ノルマ達成しないと上
してこんな状況で笑っていられるんですか？
簡単なことさ。感情を殺せばいい。休みたい、楽したい、そんなことを期待するから辛くなる。感情を全部殺せば笑顔でいられる。
Basically, shut up and work.
なんだこりゃ、血管がデコボコじゃねえか。新米、足元に気をつけろよ。
はい。
バカ野郎、命よりも大事な酸素を離すな。 LDL の連中か。待てこら。しっかりしろ、立てるか。
はい。今のは
LDL、悪玉コレステロールの連中だ。
Yeah.
コレステロールを不法投棄していきやがった。
不法投棄？
たく、このまま血管が塞がって動脈
Here comes the educational portion.
通れなくなっちまう。
通れなくなるって。
体の酸化のせいだ。
酸化？
これもストレスの影響だよ。ストレスで増えた活性酸素のせいで不法投棄された。
So it's telling you to, eat well, take care of your body, etc., etc.
低下してるせいで細菌どもが増えてるらしい。
最近。この体大丈夫なんでしょうか？
余計なことは考えるな。俺たちは感情を殺して黙々と酸素を運んでればいいんだ。
Yeah, the unfortunate truth about all this is, a single red blood cell really can't do anything.
これで一周。
2周目行く前にちょっと休憩していいぞ。
はい。
俺は向こうの様子を見てくる。
疲れた。
Although I guess
誰が休んでいいって言った？
if we go,
俺たちに休む時間なんてない。
まあまあ、初仕事で体内を一周してきたんだ。それなりに疲れだって。
それくらいで音を上げるな。俺たちは一日に体を何周もしなきゃならない。
俺たちが新入りだった頃はもっとゆとりを持って。
そのツケが今になって回ってきたんじゃないのか。昔を懐かしんでる余裕があったら動け。
僕は行けます。
これ以上新人を甘やかすな。
as I was saying, so even though I said that there's not a real good way for them to really have any, have any actual agency over the body, I do wonder though. With hormones and whatnot. Oh.
大丈夫ですか？
バカ、近づくな。こいつは一酸化炭素だ。
一酸化炭素？
俺たち赤血球はヘモグロビンを多く含んでいる。ヘモグロビンは一酸化炭素と結合しやすい。
ヘモグロビン、血液の赤さの元となる赤。
I just realized, I think the narrator is, Kenjiro. One of my favorite male voice actors.
つまり体が酸欠になっちまうってことだ。
血管内に一酸化炭素が発生。
中枢神経に刺激あり、何らかの毒物が入り込んだ模様。
毒物だと。
心拍数増加、血圧上昇。
毛細血管縮小します。なんだ壁が。
Pwah!
毒物の分析どうなってる？
アセチルコリン受容体が興奮状態に陥り、指揮系統に混乱が生じているようです。
アセチルコリン受容体、シナプスに存在し、タンパク質で構成される。神経伝達物質であるアセチルコリンを受け取り、神経ネットワークの情報を伝達したり、平滑筋や骨格筋、発汗などに作用する。
アセチルコリン受容体に作用。まさかそれは。皆さん、助けなきゃ。
酸化炭素ヘモグロビン。一酸化炭素と結合したヘモグロビン。
Zombified, basically.
は酸素を運ぶことができない。
しかしなんで一酸化炭素なんかが
Smoke.
あれ
こんな時に細菌が血管内にまで。
最近
肺炎球菌だ。
肺炎球菌。
You guys don't remember the first episode of season 1, Cells at Work?
強靭で毒
Oh, was it episode 1? I kind of forgot. But these same enemies appeared back then. Oof. You know, I will never get over the irony of watching red blood cells bleed. Back to the beginning. Huh.
体内に入った細菌を始末する掃除や白血球。
Hot kick you.
白血球または好中球。外部から体内に侵入した細菌やウイルスなどの異物排除が主な仕事。
遅くなってすまない。あちこちで細菌が繁殖してて、こっちも大忙しなんだ。新米か。ここは任せておけ。
Yeah.
行くぞ新米。
They still need to deliver the oxygen.
てるだろう。酸素を運ぶんだよ。酸素の供給が止まったら細胞が壊死しちまう。俺たちの仕事に休みはねえ。
でもこんな状況でいくら命令だからって冗談じゃない。こんな仕事もうまっぴらだ。
覚えておけ新米。俺たち赤血球は成熟する段階で普通の細胞なら持っている細胞核やミトコンドリアなど細胞内器官の全てを
True.
9割がヘモグロビンで構成された酸素運搬に特化した細胞になる。一生かけて20万から30万回毎日同じ道を循環して全身に酸素を届けるんだ。これは命令じゃねえ。俺たちにはそれしかできねえんだ。何も考えず
And you have to do it, or the rest of the cells are gonna die off.
お前は二酸化炭素を回収して下行大動脈から肺に戻れ。そっちのルートはまだ安全だ。お前の酸素は俺が頸動脈から脳に運ぶ。脳細胞が最優先だからな。
頸動脈の方って。
白血球の姉ちゃん、ここは頼むぞ。
先輩無理です。そんなことしたら。
あとは任せた。立派な赤血球になれよ。いい環境でバトンを渡せなくてすまない。
先輩
Yeah.
感情なんて簡単に殺せるわけない。どんな細胞だって。先輩
あの人の覚悟を無駄にするな。ついてこい。
一酸化炭素注意報が解除されました。細胞の皆様は気をつけて外出をしてください。
少しは落ち着いたか。
はい。助けていただいてありがとうございました。白血球さん。
私は自分の
Of course, one thing I do love about Black is that just like the normal cells at work, we always had to have this relationship between a white blood cell and a red blood cell. And in this case, the genders are reversed. That's what I really love about this particular series.
一酸化炭素の原因を確かめる。
Smoking, of course.
はい。空気中から得た酸素を体内に取り込んだり、赤血球が運んできた二酸化炭素を空気中に排出する役割を持つ器官。
この汚れは一体。
今回の異常事態は喫煙によるものだ。10年ぶりのな。
喫煙？前にもこんなことが。
あれを見ろ。以前の汚れがまだ残ってる。ようやくきれいになりかけてたってのに。
神経路からはアセチルコリン受容体に作用する毒物ニコチンが検出されたらしい。
この体はなんでそんなものをわざわざ摂取するんですか？
一時的な快感を得られる効果もあるからな。それに加えてニコチンには依存性もある。これから何度も同じことが繰り返される。覚悟しておいた方がいい。
そんな。
Don't smoke, kids. Or, I mean...
10年ぶりに再開された喫煙。それはこの体を待ち受ける危機の始まりに過ぎなかったんだ。
Right. Alright. Okay, this opening is seems like quite the positive kind, though. The platelets, I definitely like Black's version more. The macrophages don't. I think I like the original Cells at Work a little bit more. Run! Yeah, oh, okay. Yeah, that goes with the opening theme. Hashire. Just run! Run! Deliver that oxygen! Alright, see you guys after this. And there we go, guys. That was the first episode of Cells at Work Black. So, absolutely love it, and I'm just getting back so many memories of how much I loved the original manga when I read it in the first place, right? Going through I just love how, it's the same characters but with a different design and a different personality and whatnot. Absolutely love White Blood Cell. I love her, the style that she has, her hair, the entire way that she's drawn. I feel like her assets are a little bit too big, to be honest, but, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do, right? But, I absolutely love it. The Red Blood Cell, don't worry, he's gonna get a lot more, it's sort of more similar to, a lot of other anime which features a strong female lead and a weaker male lead, and then gradually he grows into it, right? Don't worry about him. And of course, we got the whole gang as well. I especially love the platelets. All right, now I'm sure that this is gonna be heresy for some people. They're gonna be like, give me back my cute platelet-chan. But honestly, I just love the platelets from Black. Certainly, maybe not the leader. She's a little bit too bossy and whatnot. But you just looking at their eyes. Like, not even the one that Red Blood Cell was looking at. Even back in the introduction video that Red Blood Cell was looking at, right? If you look at the platelets and you look at their eyes and whatnot, they just ooze a level of maturity, right? They've been through some stuff. They aren't going to be phased at all. They're going to once they receive a job or whatnot, they are absolutely going to get shit done, right? So I love the platelets from that. The macrophages are probably the only characters from from Black, which I feel like I actually prefer the design in the original Cells at Work more. But, you know, to each their own, right? So, you know, we got all this, and then obviously we had to call back to the original series as well, with the first enemy actually being, you know, the same germs that were in episode 1 of Cells at Work, and we get this sort of contrast between the situations, right? Whereas, you know, it's sort of like the similar setting, but you definitely see a lot more of the brutality that they can inflict on the you know, on the body and on the red blood cells and all the other cells instead. So there we go, right? So, anyways, this as a first episode, probably, you know, I'm sure that there's probably some people who are anime only, and this should really give you a general feeling about how things are going to go, right? Compared with the original series, this is definitely someone who is not taking so good care of his or her body. Actually, I think it's a him, right? Or I guess that might be a spoiler or whatnot. But yeah, anyways, and you know, I feel like it's a lot more realistic as well, especially for someone like me who has already been in the workforce for you know, quite a few years already. This is definitely much more relatable, you know, the stress and whatnot, and the hours and so on and so forth, and also, you know, having the, you know, seeing the effects of like doing all these various activities and what they do to your body. I mean, this is just the beginning, right? As they said at the very end there, you know, smoking, and this is just smoking for the first time for 10 years. We're gonna get a lot more shit. All I can say is that this is really tame, and I do have to say that for those of you who are anime only, don't worry, it's going to get a lot more interesting really quickly later on. And this episode was really more of watching a sort of introspective in regards to red blood cell and all that. But you know, don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but all I can say is definitely you know, we can have our own everybody has their own opinions on, you know, character designs, and if you like more of a fluffy, wholesome kind of anime, or if you like something like this, which is a lot grittier and whatnot. But definitely the situations that they get himself into, I think no, I would definitely say that Black has more interesting situations, just because the range that it can have is a lot more, right? Because, you know, for a wholesome anime, you can't really participate in that many, you know, unsavory activities and whatnot. Whereas in Black, well, you know, the sky's the limit here, right? So we definitely have that to look forward to. The rest, let's see, what else to talk about? You know, looking through the basics of stuff, right? Like the animation, the sound quality, and so on and so forth. I really don't see any problem with it. I think it's done pretty well. You know, about as well as you would expect from a series like this one. I mean, it's not exactly going to turn into like some major action anime or whatnot. So this is, you know, quite suffice enough to say that this is adequate for its purposes, right? And it's really more of various situations that we get into, and then watching the various characters, right, the various cells encountering these situations and how they respond to it. That is the fun part. And speaking of which, I kind of made a tangent during the middle of the episode, you know, talking about, hey, at the end of the day, you are, you know, even though it's nice and all that, as a red blood cell, you're being like, no, why should we just quietly accept this fate? Why can't we do something actively for the better or whatnot? I mean, you know, it's the harsh truth, but you are only a red blood cell, right? One of many millions within your bloodstream and whatnot. However, if they are going to go for a more positive note, this is something that I actually don't know either. Maybe it happened later on in manga or whatnot, but you know, who knows, right? But you know, there are ways for your body to send warning signals to you in order for you to stop doing some certain activities, right? Like smoking, of course, is one thing. You know, and I don't want to spoil things, so, but for the various other activities that's going on and on and on, you know, your body eventually does give out on you, right? In real life, that's what happens as well, and that itself would serve as a sort of warning signal for you itself, right? So that is a sort of more a passive way of you know, telling the host of this body, basically, hey, dude, you know, you're getting into some deep, serious shit right now. Stop. Take care of your body and all that. I do wonder, though, like, potentially there might be something in the future where it actually does something to trigger the the brain cells as well. And then, through that kind of action, they manage to convince them, and then the brain cell, of course, they control the host and whatnot, right? And then they actually turn their life around or something of that sort. I don't know, okay? This might be something in the future of the manga or whatnot. I haven't read that far, so, this is just some speculation on my part. But definitely, these are all some interesting things that we can think about from this particular series where things are going to shit and something needs to be done, right? So there we go. That's it for episode 1 of Cells at Work Black. Once again, I will be probably putting out these episodes on Saturdays instead. I know that I try to follow the Japanese broadcast time instead. I know that Funimation actually releases these out a little bit earlier, but honestly, I can't really do that many anime on weekdays anyways. So do look forward to this series on Saturdays. If you still prefer the more wholesome original series, once again, I'm doing a twin reaction this season with Mallet of Culture. We will be alternating episodes. There will be a playlist as well, don't worry. So feel free to check that out if you guys are interested as well. So there you go. That's it for now, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.